Right, I'm just going to show you how to mix non-pink off powder and do some simple brush strokes using a loosened mix. So this is non-pink off, which is suitable for porcelain and for china. And I'm going to mix it with drying water-based medium to a creamy consistency, but not too thin. Now then, mix it well and make sure it's all mixed in properly. Nice and smooth and creamy, making sure there's no lumps. Now then, it's a little bit too thin, so I'm going to add a tiny touch more. There we go, just to make sure, because it's easier to thin it afterwards. Now then, that hopefully will be suitable enough to paint with, to do brush strokes with, not to raise up and do curlicues and scrolls and dots. It's too soft for that. It needs to be a thicker mix if you're going to do that. But this is just to literally paint with. There we go. Now that should be about just right. We'll go for that. Okay, so let's have a little clean up, and then get a suitable brush. This is squirrel brush, but if you pop a little bit of medium into the brush first, because when it's been in water it bends too much, but if you put a little bit of medium on first, it makes it more supple, and this mix can then be thinned with a drop of water, which we have here. So I'll split it up, so I've still got some to add to it if need be, and I can thin that just with a drop of water, because if you put too much in, you can then add a little bit from your original mix. There we go, let's try that. Make sure it's well mixed. Okay, let's see where we go. Right, a dark tile, black tile, medium, keep a little bit of medium, just in case. Right, now then, load up the brush. I have a feeling I've got a hair there, which we don't really need. Let's get rid of it. There we go. Load up the brush and work it well in. And let's go for a simple pressure release brush stroke. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, and press and release. Now these are just simple brush strokes which you can make into crescent or daisy type flower. Load up the brush again, press and release, and I'm going to put a tiny drop more water in because it's getting a bit tacky. So okay, and let's do one there. It's a bit rubbish, this one, I'm afraid, but it just shows some simple brush strokes on how to apply non-pink off. Let's do a few more to make it a bit more interesting. And you can make your flower up. This is a bit of artistic license. Pressure, release, and maybe some small ones there, and there. I might add, this is a very quick one and not too brilliant, but gives you a rough idea on how you can use non-pink. Okay, a little bit of water, just loosen that up a bit. And one more. pressure, release. There we go. Simple but effective, we hope. Right, and here we have, I'll put that to the side for a moment, one I did earlier. And on this side it's showing you the first fire. And I have put raindrop crystals on there, and I did probably make a mistake by putting some glass on at the same time. In hindsight, I would put that on the second fire, but it was just a quick test. This side is showing you I've started the second fire, placing on some more of the non-ping off, which would be a slightly tighter mix, just loosened off slightly, which you would then work minus the hair to put on the next layer and build up the colour like I've done. This one's dried, so of course it's gone more white as it's dried, and possibly you would need a smaller brush and perhaps a little bit of water, and then you could finish off on there to put another layer of non-pink off until you've built it up, and it will take several firings. Keep building it up in layers until you've got the density that you want. Okay? That's a bit rubbish, that one, but still.